Hello, today I'll be sharing how I made these super delicious breakfast quesadillas and this super easy salsa. So I'm going to start by making the salsa. I am roasting 3 tomatillos and 1 roma tomato that I sliced in half. And I'm going to wrap these in foil and place them on my griddle at a medium heat for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm also going to roast a 1/8 of a small white onion and 1 small garlic clove. The garlic clove is done very quickly, so I'm only going to leave this on here for a couple of minutes. And as the ingredients are done, I'm going to remove them and place them into my blender. So after 10 minutes, this is what the tomatillos and the tomato look like. You can see that they're kind of roasted from the bottom, but they're not completely done yet. So I flipped them over and let them roast for another 10 minutes before removing them and placing them in my blender cup. So now the tomatillos and the tomato are ready, so I'm going to remove those and start to blend everything together. And I almost forgot the most important part, which is the chiles. I'm using some chile de arbol today, and I buy the ones that are already toasted because I don't like toasting them on the griddle because it makes me and everyone around me cough a lot. So I choose to buy the ones that are already toasted, and I don't like my salsa super spicy, so I'm usually only adding maybe 3 or 4 of these, and it's still kind of spicy, but as the salsa sits, the spiciness level goes down. So I also added a small handful of cilantro and poached it so that it's not completely blended in there, but you can blend it completely if you prefer. And I am transferring all of that into a small bowl, tasting it for salt, and I chose to add a little bit of salt. And the salsa is pretty much done. I find that salsa tastes better when you let it sit for a little while, so I set that aside while I worked on the rest of my ingredients. So now I'm just going to cook up some bacon. I started by placing the bacon in a cold pan and turning the pan to medium heat and just turning every now and then. And as you can see, this bacon was extra crispy. I kind of burned it a little bit, but it was okay. I like my bacon very crispy, so this turned out just fine. And once the bacon was done, I removed that to a towel-lined plate and cleared off most of the bacon grease from this pan. And now I'm adding all of my vegetables. So I'm adding some green bell pepper, red bell pepper, and onion. You can add any vegetables that you like or remove anything that you don't like. That's the beauty about these breakfast quesadillas or just cooking at home in general. You can just leave out what you don't like. I'm going to season the vegetables with some salt and continue to cook them until they are nice and soft. Today I had some spinach, so I chopped up some spinach very small and added it in there for some extra fiber. And spinach wilts pretty quickly, so shortly after I chopped the bacon and added that in there, and I also whisked in about 3 eggs. And I just continued to stir everything until the eggs were cooked and seasoned them with some salt and pepper. And now that the egg mixture is done, I'm going to start working on my quesadilla. So I heated my tortilla up on one side, then flipped it over, had it heat up on the other side, and then laid down some cheese. You can add as much or as little cheese as you like. And then I'm just going to add some of the egg filling down into the middle of the tortilla and then just fold it over to make my quesadilla. I'll let the tortillas toast on the griddle for a few minutes on each side, and in the meantime I'm just going to start working on my second quesadilla. And after a couple of minutes, these are done. You'll know they're done once the cheese is melted and the outside is very nice and a golden brown. And that is pretty much it. I just removed this to a cutting board and sliced it right down the middle before serving. I served this with a side of hash browns and of course that delicious salsa, and these are so good. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.